Okay, so let's just put it this way. The first card here, the Five of Coins, indicates, as your first house, it's the face that you project into the world. It's the way that others perceive you. And I do feel that for this week, there's a little bit of financial worries coming into the picture. And we have three Pentacles card total. All of them indicates, hanging on very, very tight and securely to your finances, okay? So others see that there might be, you're kind of worried about your finances. You're planning for bigger, better things in the future or further down the line. So there's a need for you to ration, and there's a need for you to basically take a more practical approach to your finances. At the same time, this is like a card of poverty. It's the poverty of physical things, but also like of the mind as well. Okay, there's something in your environment that you feel makes you very uncomfortable because you don't know the ins and outs of it. And what I mean is, for example, you might have been in a new work situation where you don't really understand the workflow just yet, so you're kind of like feeling out of the loop. This is also traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck. It is a card of feeling cast out. However, in this deck, I don't feel that another person is there with you. You're kind of like going through this alone, and you feel a little like unsettled, okay? So this is what's coming in, or the way that you're projecting yourself into the world and the way others see you generally for this week. If you don't understand something, ask those questions, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, in general, people like it if you ask questions, if you are clear about what it is that you don't understand, then people will be more than willing to help you reach that understanding. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like people are not making the time for you, okay? So I pulled out two cards to see what this is in relations to. And what I'm getting is a lot of expenditures in the past that might have affected your current situation at this present moment, okay? So I do feel a lot of planning, a lot of expenditures that took place in the past, and as a result, you don't really have enough in the present moment, or you feel that you don't have enough. But I know that a lot of you Taurus are very, very practical and with money in general, and you're very good financial managers, so don't distress over it. At the same time, I have the King of Cups, and what this indicates to me is there's a little bit of an overindulgent energy that needs to be reined in, okay? And I do feel this happened in the past. You were kind of like blowing through a lot of money for some reason, and a lot of you are kind of like reeling from the aftermath and dealing with the repercussions, and you're going to get a better brain on your finances, which is a good thing to do, actually. So let me put these away. In terms of your fourth house, which deals with the family, the home, the mother, and the things that you need to bring you emotional fulfillment, I have the Magician in the reverse position. So there's a sense here that the people around you might be okay, so they might not know what they're doing. This is in the home's environment, okay? And it could be the physical structure of the home. There are a lot of like, there's a sense that things in your home situation are not going the way that you want. And you might have to, family members might call on you to help them financially. So then you feel very depleted, okay? Or they might turn to you emotionally, and at the same time it does drain you financially and emotionally. So there are situations within the home that might be a little bit chaotic. There might be repairs that you have to make that you can't do it yourself because the Magician is in the reverse position. So you might have to call a specialist. You might have to call somebody like a contractor or something like that in order to take care of the situation, and it gets expensive, okay? So repairs in the home, there are things going awry, there are people that in the home situation that are kind of relying on you a little too much financially and emotionally, and there are just, issues associated with the home that might mean, financial loss. Well, I wouldn't say financial loss, that might require financial and emotional investment on your end, and because of it, it's a little bit problematic. I do feel for those who are dealing with, if your mothers are still alive, I do feel that health might, diminish, and you're kind of called in to take care of some elderly family member, and it is depleting you as a result, okay? In terms of your seventh house, we do have the Six of Swords in the reverse position, which indicates to me like travel delays with a love partner or a work partner. So if you're traveling for work, if you're traveling for leisure, there are going to be delays, which brings about a lot of headache and feeling like you have to dish out more money in order to rectify this situation. So that's one way this could play out. This also indicates to me of like going back to a previous moment in time, possibly returning to other people from your past, and there might be communication that you. So the only danger that I'm sensing is if you're operating from a place of like low energy, low vibration, or even like kind of low self-esteem, it is really, really important not to return to excess in order to, as escapism. So if you were to do that, you might regret it in the future. Okay, so don't return to excess when you're feeling like when you feel that you're in a very vulnerable state, because that's not going to lead to anything conducive down the line for long-term stability. In terms of your work situation, a lot of you might have left like a very troublesome work environment, like a work partnership environment, and you're possibly being like coaxed back in. And I can assure you that it's probably not the right thing to do this moment in time, because you're not feeling at your best right now, and you might not make the best decisions. Okay, so the power of discernment and the power to manifest the right things are just troublesome right now. So please try to hold it off if you can. In terms of your 10th house, which deals with career, finances, this is generally a very good card. It's the Queen of Coins, and it's somebody who's a very good money manager. However, in this deck, it does show that somebody who's emotionally invested in their financial resources. So just be very careful about the way that this comes in. I do feel in general Taurus are very, very good financial managers, so I wouldn't worry about it. But if you are kind of like tying in your sense of self-worth with the amount of money you have in the bank, you're never going to be satisfied. Okay, the sense of self-worth comes from within, and it should be like separate from all the material things that you have in life. Okay, so don't stress out over the money situation. And I do feel as well, a lot of you might be like due for a promotion, and you're not being adamant about requesting or demanding that promotion. So that's another way that this could play out. Or you might be trying to cling on to your current job situation that you've been at for years, and it is really in fact time to leave. So you're kind of like feeling nudged out, and you're holding on to it very tightly because it does bring you a lot of financial and emotional security. But when something has run its course, you the energies in the universe will come together, and you start to feel it. You start to feel that the lack of job satisfaction, the lack of ambition kicking in, feeling very like, what is that, indifferent in your job environment. If those are the symptoms that you feel creeping into your work situation, it probably means you're on the wrong track, or that situation itself has run its course. So it's important to seek work elsewhere. I know it's easier said than done, but I do sense that you can still have this job while you are applying for other jobs. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So make sure you are completely emotionally fulfilled first in your job situation before you can make things better. Okay, before you can be really happy. So in general, I do feel there is a little bit of concern on the work front, or a lot of you might be deferring to work to escape a lot of the issues that you're dealing with other sectors of your life. So just take good care of yourself. You can play the hermit, just shut yourself in, figure out what you want to do for a few days, and then come out in a better mood, in a more refreshed mood and thought processes. Okay, so let me know how this plays out for you. I'm very sorry for the grim reading, but I do hope that you can take some time to at least balance out the checkbook this month.